Back with you with the St. Patrick's Day Parade, taking a live look at Fordham University. You know, a lot of Maggies with this parade. The Grand Marshal. My sister Maggie went to Fordham. Fordham well represented here. Go Rams.
It certainly is. Go Rams is right. Maeve McCarry is marching today, and Maggie Dolan and Liz Collins. And I'd like to just a big thank you to my WFUV family at Fordham for the beautiful flowers I received. Chuck Singleton, George Evans, Jose Osario and Asher Tapa. That was such a lovely surprise yesterday for being aid at large and getting a lovely bunch of beautiful roses. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
And Cathy Law carrying that Irish flag, celebrating the birthday with Joanne Curtin this weekend. They celebrate it every year. I'm not going to name dates or anything, but Fordham, you do the All-Irelands in Fordham. You bring the All-Irelands with the GA in New York, the Gaelic games from Dublin. It's a great, WFUV is a great station to get Kildare and Clare, and it's been around for a long time.
Yes, and their motto is change yourself, then tackle the world, Gus.
Yeah, very appropriate.
Love it.
And you mentioned WFUV. They've really got now this international following as well, with people watching on their streaming service.
Yeah, it's actually great. And they've Kildare and Clare on every Sunday morning, keeping the Irish alive up there. Fantastic.
And right now we're going to turn to Sarah Wallace, who's downstairs with a guest from Guinness. Look at that sweater behind you there, Sarah.
Well, yes, and this is Laura Merritt. She is CMO of Diageo Beer Company. I can't help but notice the sweater. Talk to me about your connection to the parade.
Well, I will say we are so happy to be here. Every day is a lovely day for a Guinness, but this is a particularly lovely day for a Guinness. So we are actually founded in 1759, a mere 3 years before this parade here in New York. So we've got a long-standing connection.
And it is Saturday, I might note.
Oh, it is Saturday. But you see, at Guinness, we've actually been celebrating St. Patrick's Day for an entire month. We have had a program called Lucky Sundays. We've been out in the community doing some amazing work. We even have an ice cream collaboration with Tipsy Scoop. And we've launched our brand new marketing campaign with Jason Momoa. So we've been deep into St. Patrick's Day for a full month.
And one of the thrills about going to Ireland is visiting the Guinness Museum. I personally can say that.
Oh, good. It is. It's a very special experience to be there right there at the place that our fabulous, dark, rich beer is brewed. Notes of coffee, chocolate, you really smell it in the air when you're there. And what's cool is we actually have 2 storehouse experiences in the U.S. now. We've got one in Baltimore and one in Chicago as well.
And soon, I hope, for New York City.
Well, I can't make any promises today, but I can tell you that New Yorkers can definitely find a fabulous pint at home if they want to get it from a store, of course in pubs, and really anywhere they want to have a fantastic pint of Guinness.
And obviously, St. Patrick's Day probably is going to be celebrated all weekend. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
Back to you in the booth.
All right, Sarah. An enticing proposition from the representative from Guinness there, to be sure. What time are we done here? Anyway, we've got just a little bit more. We have, in fact, some more of the counties coming up here as well, Tom.
Yeah,
interesting.
we certainly have a lot of counties left here yet.
And we've a lot of people that went on. Just past us there is Keenan Lennon and Megan Cullen, Station 46 EMTs. They just passed us. And, of course, my good friend Mary Lennon and Deirdre Doxey, I used to play camogie with them years and years ago in Gaelic Park. They're marching in the parade today together. After 35 years not marching, they're marching with Wexford later on. They won't be on TV, but I just wanted to say I'm so happy. We're all good friends for years and years and years.
More of the St. Patrick's Day Parade in just a moment. And our coverage of the St. Patrick's Day Parade continues with County Waterford.
Yes, and there we see the man himself. The front of the Waterford banner bears the image of Thomas Francis Marr, brave Marr of the Sword. He designed the Irish flag with tricolour. Back of the banner is strength and unity.
And the president is Angela Allen. Mike Prendergast is there, the jolly tinker himself. Eileen Carey, Maureen Birmingham, Patricia Phelan, Paddy Power, and of course John Power. And a lot of people are listening everywhere. John Phelan is listening at home, I'm told. And Tommy Fahey, his brother Denny, and your family.
Course, my family are listening in Tallaght County Waterford today. Pat and Stephen Geary, Ann and Dennis O'Keefe, and Liam Geary. listening.
Right now, Sarah Wallace is joining us with a guest from Manhattan College. Sarah.
Yes, and I am standing with Brother Daniel Gardner from Manhattan College. Talk to us about your connection to this parade and why it's so important.
Oh, thank you, Sarah, and thank you for having us. I've been marching with Manhattan College in this parade for many years, and just the enthusiasm and the love we have for St. Patrick and our Irish culture and heritage at Manhattan comes through every year when we're marching through it, so it's very exciting.
A lot of people don't know about the legacy of St. Patrick, so connect the dots for some who don't.
Well, St. Patrick's a great missionary. I mean, our church would not have spread, our religion would not have spread around the world without his great example and enthusiasm. The brothers who came to Manhattan 170 years ago, they followed that same enthusiasm. So he's a real inspiration, and that's why he's really the patron saint of the Archdiocese of New York.
When you see this and the excitement, what does that mean to you?
Well, it makes it all worthwhile. Everything that we do, that people really have a vision and a belief in what St. Patrick said and did all those years ago. We're still doing that today.
And it is such an important tradition, and we're glad you're a part of it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Back to you in the booth.
All right, our thanks to the two of you. Appreciate it very much. All right, now we're taking a look at County Down.
Yes, there it is, the County Down Association of New York. On the banner, St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland and also of New York. The back, it's the Mass rack on the hill. Let Éireann remember Mass on the mountain in the penal days. And Siobhan O'Hare is out there marching. There she goes.
And the president is Michael Cunningham. The vice president is Eugene O'Hagan. Johnny Williams and John O'Hara is there. I hear somebody shouting Tommy Smith. It's hard to see them all, the O'Haras, the Williamses, the Morgans, the Rices, and they also have that group with them that are visiting from Ireland, and they are from the Assumption Grammar School from Ballinahinch in County Down. The band will sing tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock in St. Patrick's Cathedral, and Peter Dobbins is the principal, Michael Harrison is the chief of the music.
Yeah, the choir directors Lula Murphy and Conor McCarthy is there.
County Carlow is right behind them. Sugar beet capital of Ireland.
There it is, in the front of the banner we've seen St. Lazarene, and he founded a monastery and a situation in the village of Old Lochran in Ireland. The back is Kevin Barry, and Kevin was Ireland's youngest patriot. He was only 16 years old when he died.
And Danny Hayden, of course, I knew Danny's dad very, very well, and his grandfather, both from Carlow. He's the new president. He's leading them up the avenue. And Madeleine Conlon is delighted that all of her 10 grandchildren are marching with Carlow again this year. And she said it was just great that she got them all. Henry Malone is there also. Cathy Mulvey and Tom Lenihan, he's the man that's keeping them all in order. But there's a lot of the Haydens there, and I'm delighted to see them. I've known the family for many, many years.
And we also have County Limerick coming up here as well.
Well, Limerick is certainly going to have a big contingent today under their president, Maurice Foley. And you can tell us what's on the banner, Tressa.
Oh, I can indeed. The treaty of 1691, the Stone of Limerick. Limerick joined the parade in 1895 for the first time. The Ardane Chalice is also on the banner. In 1867, the famous Ardane Chalice was found near Arda. It is now in the National Museum of Ireland. And there I see Brendan Brent, the board member of the parade, proud operating engineer with local Tuchty, and his wife Valerie and children, and Brendan, Ryan and Cassidy are watching along with their sister Tara from home.
Brendan does an amazing amount of work for the parade. William Corbett, Brendan Sullivan, Kieran O'Sullivan is there. Mike Benn, of course, who's the chairman of the parade in Queens, and he also has that Irish programme on television.
Yeah, Ciaran O'Gale and his wife Christine, they're both from Limerick City.
And the Limerick roar has been heard. Moving on to County Armagh, the pipes from County Armagh.
There we see the banner of County Armagh. The front of the banner is the Battle of Yellow Forge. The back of the banner, St. Patrick. St. Patrick always spoke of Armagh as my sweet hill and built his first church there in 433.
And Angela Riley is there. Kathleen Riley McCrink. John Keegan is there with Sinead and Siobhan and their husbands. Also Rory McCreesh is on the Irish flag. Kevin Monaghan I see over there. And on the American flag, that's Kevin. And then the McCardles, there's a couple of McCardles there. Michael Doherty, of course. Philip and Joe McCurry are marching, and you have a lot of them there, you.
Yeah, I have John Keegan marching with his grandchildren, Aveen, Owen, Claire and Maeve, and Kathleen Rubina from Knockbridge. And her husband, Tommy, from your parts of the country, Michael, is marching. Welcome to New York, guys. I hope you have a fabulous day.
And there was 3 of Tommy Fitzpatrick and Patricia's daughters. They were Fitzpatricks. They're not Fitzpatricks anymore, but we call them Fitzpatricks. I don't know what their marriage name is, Gus, so we just go with Fitzpatrick, right?
Yeah, Eileen, Joan and Sandra. It's great to see you all out there.
Armagh, built on 7 hills just like Rome, and the Battle of the Yellow Ford, the defeat of the English by Hugh O'Neill. Great music from the Armagh Pipe Band. Of course, a very famous friend of mine passed away a couple of years ago from Armagh, Thomas Traynor, Tommy from Silverbridge, and all of his family still consider this parade such a great an event, and I'm sure Kathleen is watching us somewhere. Kathleen Traynor, if you're watching up there in Yonkers.
And we'll have more of our coverage of the St. Patrick's Day Parade in just a moment here on WNBC.
You're welcome back to Fifth Avenue, and the excitement continues. It's a fantastic day here. Every day is fantastic to be Irish, but in particular on St. Patrick's Day. Great music, great people, and that QR code, if you would like to keep this parade going, you would like to subscribe to the parade, we would love to hear from you. You see the QR code on the screen right now, and the music is unbelievable here. Iona University right behind us.
Always a large contingent from Iona.
Well, there is, and the Grand Marshal, of course, played basketball and got a scholarship to come to America with a basketball scholarship. And you know, there was only 6 Grand Marshals. Actually, she was the 6th today. In 1989, Dorothy Hayden Cuddy, she was the first Grand Marshal. 1991, Mary Holt Moore. 99, Maureen O'Hara. 2011, Mary Higgins Clark. 2018, Loretta Brennan Luxman. 24, of course, our own Maggie Timoney today. Congratulations, ladies. Six ladies, female Grand Masters in 263 years.
Seamus Carey is the president. Mary Ellen Callahan, the senior vice president. Great college university now up there in New Rochelle. Liam Gear is the man in charge of the pipes.
Yes, and was founded in 1966 by brother Charles Quinn and Jack Dooley.
Here come the Alumni Association. There's quite a lot of them.
The Gales, here they come.
And it's amazing, an Irish girl from Ballina getting a scholarship to come to play college basketball in America, Gus. I think it's only happened twice.
That's only in America.
It's only in America, is right, yeah. It's only in America. Let me tell you, but Iona is a great university. The pipe band was awarded first place many times along here, and they carry on the tradition of great pipe band.
And a university that's really grown by leaps and bounds over the last couple of years. A real great national reputation these days.
Yeah, they have a beautiful campus up there in New Rochelle.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's absolutely beautiful. There's none of them left in it today. They're all down here.
And a great tradition of bagpiping up there as well.
Oh, yeah. And Sean Dalgour, who leads the parade now with the Fight in 69, he came from the Iona Pipe Band.
That's right, he led them for a long time.
Yeah, and a lot of the Holt, there's a great name up there in piping, the Holt Moors. Mary Holt Moore, her family made a great impression on Iona's pipers.
Yes, and Michael McGlone is the band leader. Well done.
Sword of Light is here, right behind us.
There I see Paul Breen.
And just probably worth mentioning as we approach the last half hour of our broadcast of the parade, we're going to wrap up here on Channel 4 at 2 o'clock as we switch over to golf. However, the parade will continue to stream on all of our streaming services until 3, and that'll be commercial free. So we'll leave you on the broadcast at 2, but our coverage of the parade will continue until 3 o'clock on our our Cozy channel, Peacock, and our other streaming services, and also our app if you're out and about and you're on your phone. So keep that in mind. I hope you stay with us.
Local 3-man there, and as you said, Paul Breen, and part of it is the Sword of Light here, and it is great that the last hour has been streamed all over the place, isn't it, Gus? No commercials.
I just heard from someone from Australia. I mean, the words are coming in. It's, you know, I don't know, I do the time differences. They've got to be huge if it's Australia. But it is amazing that people want to check and they want to be a part of what's going on here in New York. I mean, wherever you are in the city, it's on in homes and restaurants and pubs. It really does kind of connect everybody today. So many people, of course, obviously here in person, but it truly has become sort of this international audience, and the numbers for it are enormous. Always impresses me.
Yeah, they celebrate all over the world today, Tommy.
And you know, the New York Minor Board got such good news now that they have Danny Brown has got a new field up in Yonkers. It's sports, Irish sports, Gus, in this city is absolutely blooming. Trass is a coach of a camogie team, which is the girls who play camogie. That's out with the Shannon Gales, and they have a new field now. New York Minor Board never had a field of their own, but they have a new field up now.
They have
Yonkers.
Redmond Park up in Yonkers. It's going to really help the Minor Board and all the youth and the Gaelic games.
We'll have more of the St. Patrick's Day Parade here in WNBC in just a moment. And we are back with the Kildare Association of New York.
Yeah, we see the President of County Kildare, Carmen Mangan, the Vice President, John Duggan, doing a great job at Drive to Revive, Sarah Consul, Elaine McGinty, Chris Burke, and his wife Catty, Shillan and Yvonne Daly, and on the flags, Patrick Mangan and Martin Carey and Mike Flood.
And I see Sheila and Yvonne Daly there, and Mike Flood, of course, will be the guest of honour when they have the big dinner, and it's coming up at Dunwoody. It's coming up on April 22nd.
And we also have County Clare.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Clare is a fantastic county here in New York, and tell us about the banner, Tressa.
Yes, on the front of the banner it shows the Celtic cross, which represents the loyalty of the Irish people to the faith of St. Patrick, the banner county, and on the back of the banner is Queen Abbey.
You see the man from Lissy Casey there, Pat Scanlon, and also the McInerney's. The president of Clare is Maureen O'Neill Regan. Paul Keaton was there, Geraldine Murphy, Brian McInerney, James McInerney, Terence McInerney, and you know, we have Jack Hennessy. He's here from where is it? Ennis, yeah, and a couple of your friends too.
Yes, Kay Dean and Anne Marie are there, and you know, a lot of people in Clare Group today are wearing pins in remembrance of Mairead McInerney. She passed away at a very, very young age. Her sister Regina McInerney Lopez said Mairead was a person who loved Ireland, and being in the parade, they hailed from Carriclare.
And I see John Cusick there, Monica O'Connor, PJ Sexton, James Ronan. Oh, the Clare folks are here, the Banner County.
Yes, indeed. And Joan Woods, who organises SCORE.
Yeah, she does a great job on it. And Rita Maloney, of course, and Mike live next door to us. Rita has a fine Clare bunch of daffodils on the front lawn, so the house is looking well.
It sure is. The county was founded here in New York in 1888.
Up the banner.
Doesn't take much to get the crowd going. Tommy just has to turn around and give a wave, and all of a sudden people start shouting back at him. After all these years, Tommy, you know a lot of people who are marching to this parade. I'm always struck by that.
I've been around a lot of affairs in this city, and I mean affairs. I mean the dance and that. I don't mean affairs.
Thank you for clarifying that. Yes.
Just wanted to make sure.
Of course. Never. It was actually touching when the firefighters were going by. A guy came up and said he'd worked with my dad years ago.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And those are connections that just, I don't know, grabs you. I think they made me a little emotional. You realize that, and this is, it's kind of a reunion. There are people you only see on St. Patrick's Day, but the city kind of comes together in this one place. Kind of it's a living room dynamic to the parade route. And now we have Manhattan College here. They've got a big contingent. A lot of future Manhattan College students. I see a lot of strollers in the first row there.
Huge band.
Huge. Oh my goodness. There they are, the Miles Reverso. He's the president from the Manhattan, and Brendan O'Donnell, 13 years.
He was, he's retired now. He's the
Emirates
President.
president. Yeah.
Look at that picture
That's
right
right.
there.
Look
You
at
get a
that.
real sense of what the parade's all about right there. You see all those people waving at the camera, waving to the millions on the side. Great spirit.
The Jaspers.
Do you recognize any, Tommy? There's so many. They're fabulous. My God, that's some contingent.
Oh, yeah. We soon have March Madness, Gus, won't we? Thank you. Thank you.
Somebody
We got
giving us
three
shamrock.
shamrocks.
Someone just passing up some shamrock stickers to us here in the booth.
Yeah.
The Gaelic Society organises all the preparations for the college involvement in the parade. And well done, guys.
Right now we're going to check back in with Sarah Wallace, who is joined by Sean Lane, who is chairman of the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Sarah?
Well, Gus, I am here with Sean, and I just want to ask your perspective. How do you think the parade's going so far?
Oh, spectacularly well. I mean, thank God, sir, we've got great weather. Yeah, this is actually one of the best weather-wise we've had probably in the last 15 years. So at least the sun is shining. It's in the 50s. It's a little warm, which is nice. It's a very pleasant day.
And it seems to me the crowd is bigger than ever. When I was coming up from St. Patrick's Cathedral, it just seemed to go on and on.
Exactly. Yeah, well noticed, because when we have the parade on a weekend, we typically have far more marchers, and we tend to have a little bit less on the sidelines because the offices are closed. We've got a lot of people on the sidelines as well, but you're right, the parade is very, very large this year.
What do you think is so special about it? I continue to see the families marching, the bagpipes, something for everybody.
Well, I think what's special is everybody in New York is Irish on St. Patrick's Day. I mean, one of my favorite quotes about the St. Patrick's Day Parade, I don't think it was meant to be a compliment. E.B. White, the tremendous author, Charlotte's Web, said that the only event which hits every New Yorker over the head annually is the St. Patrick's Day Parade. The Irish are an impossible race to tune out. And you can hear it. I'm not sure he meant it as a compliment, but I'll take it as a compliment. So.
Well, we like that, whether it's Charlotte or Wilbur, whomever is marching in this parade, it's a special day for them.
It is. When you think about it, 263 consecutive years. The American Revolution, the Civil War, World War I, World War II, the Spanish flu. We just went through COVID. We had a parade every single year. It's really a tremendous sense of history.
Yes, it's a wonderful tradition, and we appreciate your work. Back to you right now.
All right, Sarah, thank you. And as an Irish broadcaster sitting alongside two Irish broadcasters, we hope you don't tune out as we continue here with the St. Patrick's Day Parade. You're watching the St. Patrick's Day Parade here on WNBC. Some more groups marching and making their way up Fifth Avenue. We've had an absolutely tremendous turnout today. Big number of people marching the parade. They say roughly 150,000, might even be more.
Oh, I'm sure it's an awful lot more than that. That's the corrections department there. There's a Ben involved in that too, isn't there?
There is. Patrick Ben is the Deputy Commissioner of the New York City Department of Corrections.
And there's more parades coming. I mean, the McLean Avenue parade is coming very soon. When is it?
Oh, McLean Avenue Parade is on March the 23rd at 1 p.m. The Grand Marshals, Mara Kiernan and Martin Bellew and Dawn Doherty are some of the aides. And I know that Pat Scanlon and Rory Dolan are going to be meeting and greeting people up in McLean all day.
And Mary Fay is always out there greeting as well. But there's a lot of parades. I mean,
Good point. Yes.
It's unbelievable. I mean, I think Sean Lane is Grand Marshal of the parade. It's April 6th, is it?
April the 6th, yet to come, at the Bayside Parade. We had his dinner dance recently. He's honoured. He's absolutely fantastic. The Brooklyn St. Patrick's Day Parade. Jared and Lee Keogh Esquire is the Grand Marshal there. Deirdre O'Hay, a very good friend of mine, she was an aide to the Grand Marshal in the Brooklyn Parade. Fantastic. And the Rockaway Queens County St. Patrick's Day Parade, Mike Ben is the chairman of that. Fantastic. Richard Tully was their Grand Marshal. And of course, Mid-Hudson Parade, a good friend of mine, Una Therese Gormley, was the owner of Sheehan Gormley School of Irish Dance. She was the Grand Marshal there.
Boy, you mentioned the Rockaways, big Irish community out there. That's where my parents grew up. They grew up in far Rockaway and always have a big parade, big events out there for sure.
They do. What do they say? What's their saying? The sand in your...
There's sand in your shoes.
Yeah.
That's what Finbar used to say.
Right now, Sarah Wallace is being joined by the woman of the hour, the Grand Marshal. Sarah.
Well, guys, she is absolutely the Grand Marshal and the woman of the day, I would say. Maggie Tymony, you are a girl from Ballina in County Mayo, Ireland.
Yes.
How does it feel to have come from there and be here today?
It's completely surreal. I mean, we started off this morning at a 6:30 breakfast, and then we walked after St. Patrick's. We stood on Fifth Avenue, and I looked around. I saw all walks of life, nationalities, all dressed in green, celebrating Ireland, celebrating St. Patrick. I couldn't be prouder to be an Irish woman today. As Cillian Murphy said when he got the Oscar, he's a proud Irish man. I'm a proud Irish woman, and it's just an unbelievable experience for me, my family, my friends, and all of New York City.
And obviously this is being streamed internationally. I imagine your family back in Ireland is watching. What do you think they're thinking right now?
Well, I have a lot of them here, so that's great news. The rest of them that are there, you know, I'm from a key road in Ballina, County Mayo. It's an unbelievable community. Ballina is an unbelievable town. And County Mayo, the red and green in Mayo, holds a very, very special place in my heart. And that is why the St. Patrick's Day pin has actually red and green on it. So I think they're very proud. I'm very proud. I'm humbled and honoured. And New York City embraced me and adopted me, and it is the greatest city in the world.
And you were a graduate of Iona University, where you played basketball.
Yes. I don't know if you heard me screaming. You might have picked it up over here. I see Trassa laughing. When Iona went by, I was screaming, Iona, Iona. The Gaels, again, the Iona College, when I went now, Iona University, shaped me into who I am today. On the basketball court, off the basketball court. I'm from a small town, as you said, Ballina, County Mayo, in the west of Ireland. I went to Iona, and I have to tell you, without Iona, I would not be where I am today.
Well, I think you're pretty impressive on your own as the CEO of a major company, also known as Heineken. So you've done pretty well for yourself.
I've done well, and maybe the red and green of Heineken and the red and green of Mayo, maybe this is already predestined.
All right, thanks so much. We'll be back right after this.
What's that?
You're watching the St. Patrick's Day Parade here on WNBC on a beautiful Saturday here in Midtown Manhattan. And right now we're going to head over to Sarah Wallace, who's a guest from Fordham University. Sarah?
Well, and Gus, I'm standing with the president of Fordham University, Tanya Tetlow. Tell me what it means for you to be connected with this parade. And you are the first female president, I should note, of Fordham.
It blows me away. We had 800 students and alumni marching strong, and Fordham is so proudly part of the Irish Catholic tradition of New York City.
And for you personally, talk to me about that. Today, especially, women in the Irish community are being honored.
It has been amazing just to walk down Fifth Avenue and hear the crowds cheering and so many of our students yelling out my name. It was amazing.
Yeah, when you take and you see and all the people watching, how does that fill your soul? It does mine, to see New York City being this way.
Well, today every single New Yorker is Irish, and they all came out to be part of this joyful moment of remembering how much the Irish contributed to the city and the country.
And still contributing. Well, congratulations on the presidency. You so deserve it. And thanks for being with us. Back to you in the booth.
All right, Sarah. Thanks very much. Appreciate that. Go Rams. They have so many traditions, including Irish step dancing, which is such a beloved tradition in this parade.
Yeah, this is the parents and students, Irish teachers, and the president is Mary Fee, the vice president is Carol Good, Maura Fitton, Erin Daly McGovern, Anne Lenihan and Seamus McGovern are all involved to keep the tradition alive.
They do, and so does Jennifer O'Hare. She's on the board of directors. Helps me. She's my parent coordinator with Shannon Gales Camogie. There she is, and I see dancers Neve and Alana, who will be going to World's Championship in Dublin this Easter to compete against the dancers from all around the globe.
It's amazing, Gus, to take the kids over from here and they can actually win the World Championships. They go to Ireland and they compete dancing, the quality of the dancing here is incredible.
Takes a lot of work, though.
It is a lot of work, a lot of practice. Yes, and before we go off our NBC channel and go into live streaming, I'd just like to say a special thanks to our producer today, Mike Mattis, to our director, Kevin Ford, production manager, Brian McCollum, and in the booth here, our fantastic stage manager, Jeff Kerr, our cameraman, Mike Kelly, and audio man. Thank you to all the volunteers and workers who made today possible. It's got a meal Mahawit Gakania. What would we do without them?
We wouldn't be on the air. It comes down to that. It comes down to that. We must be three people sitting at a table talking to ourselves. That would be no fun.
I never say anything about Mike, only that he's a genius. That's all. He gets it all together. He pulls it all together. I know he has a great crew in the truck with him, but Mike, he's got great nerve.
What was the phrase you used earlier? We were talking about the staging area of the parade called controlled chaos. There's an element of that in television production.
There has to be.
There has to be. We tell ourselves it's part of the fun. Yeah. That's how it all comes together.
It was when I was listening to our Grand Marshal there. It was also just something I read before I came away this morning. Ireland's top 10 towns for work and life balance. There's 2 of them in Mayo. She'd be loving to hear that. Castlebar and Ballina. Longford is third, Wexford is next, Arklow, Cavan, Ashbourne, Athlone and Athy. There you go, the best places to have a job and live in Ireland.
Speaking of jobs, some members of the Scarsdale Police Department walking by, and it's always worth noting not just the big municipal departments here in the City March, but a lot of other communities in the tri-state area take part and participate.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like people say, why are they all in there? Well, most of the uniformed have Emerald Societies.
To be sure. We talked about the finest and the bravest before, and then we also have the strongest. That's the sanitation department.
That's right. And the correction, the boldest.
And the correction, and the boldest as well. We have a lot of lists going on here, but the sanitation department always working hard, and they always represent very well here as well.
Certainly do. Yes. They certainly do, and thank you all.
And it's amazing that it is a parade like that encompasses everything in New York, but yet no, it goes outside of New York and encompasses a lot of things. Speaking of the sanitation, you just hit it. They've heard you talking about them. They're coming.
And as you said, it seems like each department does have an Emerald Society, has an affiliation there as well.
Yes, they have a little Emerald Society in their march, and they try to keep the Celtic faith, culture and heritage alive within the Emerald Society.
And connects through a lot of generations too. There's a lot of, from parents and have the kids that join the departments as well and participate as well.
Yes, it's great to see it kept alive. Yeah, and the Sanitation Emerald Society Pipe and Drum Band was formed in October of 1993 and continues to perform all year round.
Martin Bellew, the piper, is the president of the Grand Council of the Emerald Societies. Brian Morgan is the drum sergeant.
And they're the New York strongest now. The band is comprised of sanitation employees ranging in title from sanitation worker to 4-star chief.
Aidan Trainer is in there someplace.
And a lot of work goes into these piping bands. A lot of volunteer time and volunteering your time. And the rehearsals go on all year. The practices are a constant event.
And the key thing about it all is, because no matter when you speak to any of them, they're always looking for new members. They're always looking for new members. That's what keeps them so fresh.
And Brian Morgan is the drum sergeant there on the band today. Jason Cook.
That's a great chance you can see the little ones on Dad's shoulders, and it's a way for the families also to connect to your co-workers as well.
It certainly is.
On a day like today, you're not afraid to take the families out.
And boy, that sun is shining nice. We've got a good stretch of weather right here.
Yeah, I think it's the first time the sun has ever shone on this boot. I think maybe we must have changed it a little bit or something, Gus, because it's generally always freezing over here.
Well, there's no complaining about the weather today. We have lucked out in such a big way.
We really have. I don't know what the temperature is, but I feel very, very comfortable sitting up here.
Flags waving just a little bit here, which is just some years we have that wind coming down Fifth Avenue. It can be brutal. This is just perfect. We are sitting pretty. taking a look at Marist College right there. Now, we should just note, in terms of our programming here, we're going to wrap up our broadcast in just a couple minutes here on WNBC Channel 4. And we really appreciate your watching today. Golf coverage will be starting at 3 o'clock. But our coverage, at 2, but our coverage will continue until 3 on our streaming services. So if you want to see more of the parade, just check out our NBC streaming services, things like also our Cozy channel, also our WNBC app as well. And you can continue to watch. And that will be, by the way, commercial-free. And we'll continue to bring you another hour of all the parade coverage. And it keeps going for a while, we should emphasize.
Yeah, it certainly does. The parade will be long after we go off the air. There will be many, many more contingents will come up. I mean, I'm looking at Louds down there. I don't think they're coming up until 4 o'clock, so you figure it'll be 5 o'clock by the time they get here. There's still a lot of it going on.
The sun's still up this time of year, but barely.
Yes, just barely, yeah.
Yeah, and I know that Cork, after they march up in the parade today, my county association, they're going to have a brilliant St. Patrick's celebration at the Cork Hall in Glenpoint Avenue and Queens, and everyone's invited.
There you go. There's still fun to be had after it's over, and you know, it's there's nothing like St. Patrick's Day on 5th Avenue in New York.
Coming up the avenue right here, the Breezy Point Catholic Club, big Irish community out in Breezy Point, to be sure.
Yeah, and we hear them every year. They play at the Grand Marshals.
They do, and the AIDS reception out in Antons. We love to see Laurie Weisner out there and all the group. Fantastic.
Okay, so we're going to wrap up our coverage here on the broadcast part of our parade. We appreciate you watching on WNBC, and we'll continue on our streaming services. For everybody who's watching, thank you for having us in, and we wish you a very happy St. Patrick's Day. Again, our coverage of the parade continuing on our streaming services.
Don't miss the last hour of the St. Patrick's Day Parade on 5th Avenue. Keep watching and celebrating the culture, joy, and Irish pride at 2 p.m. on Cozy. And stream